928. And one of the improvements we're working on right now actually is when they click that link from their phone, it would skip this process and automatically populate that invite code. So this is about to get a little bit easier, coming soon. But for now, we'll just sign up here and we check. Can you guys see that? So up top here where it has a Pawprint logo, again, this would be your clinic logo, so it'd be branded to you and not us. And we'll put in a password. And then their name is already populated. Our system is going to check that this email matches the one in your system so that they're not just putting in anybody else's account and getting access to all this information. And then it's going to go through a process where it links up all of the pets. So here, once it's linked up, they'll get a little reminder to turn on notifications for the app. And then we'll see all of their information here on their homepage. So we'll start with the timeline. You can see that Hillary has 2 dogs, Karoo and Rumi. And they can go into either of these profiles. We can add a photo for Karoo. This is the best part of the app. And then if they have a microchip number, which we did in this demo account, you would be able to see that under identification. They can also track other important information in there. Their breed and all that basic profile information is imported here. And then in their timeline, we see a history of whatever you've put into Vetter in the invoice table. And so the reason we did that is so that we're not exposing anything that you don't want the client to see, and we know that the invoice information is something that you're already sending clients home with. So here we can see Karoo has had a Baxis, they've had a grooming section, Clavamox, and they can also enter any information that they want into this timeline on their own. So for example, I could post an update and I could say that Karoo was not feeling well today and he threw up, post that. And a lot of people use this to track events that they can later share back out. So that would enter into this timeline. And then on the home page, this is where you see important reminders. So here we can see that Rumi has an appointment scheduled. This, where it says Yorktown, would be the name of your clinic. This is just dummy data that we have in there for now. And then users can also go into the reminder section and they can set up their own reminders here. So you can say, I want to be reminded to do flea medication on a monthly basis and set the time for that to start. I will pause here and see if anybody has questions about the pet portal before we move on. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is the pet portal, and next we'll move on. There are 2 other features I'd love to show you, which is our reminder system and how people can confirm appointments directly into Vetter. So here we'll switch over back to the computer. Do you see the computer? Okay, there we go. So here, this is what an example email would look like. This also connects directly with Vetter. We pull whatever reminders you want to send, and you can customize your cadence with Pawprint. So You can decide if you want reminders to go out via email, SMS, or even push notification if users are onboarded to the app. And if you want to send that a month before something is due, a week before, 3 months after, how aggressive you want to be with follow-up, that is all customizable. And then in this email, we would say what they're due for, what the date is, how to contact you, and this portion is customizable as well. So you can tell us how you prefer your clients to book appointments, and we will get that into this email. I see that we're holding questions for now, so I'll just go right through to
Emily.
Yes.
Hey, this is Matt. I'm going to ask. This is real. Will clients be able to book, essentially schedule appointments online through your app by integrating into their schedule and Vetter?
We currently don't have that at the moment, but we do have a way for them to request an appointment that would send an email to you so that you can follow up and clarify the details and get the actual time in there.
That's great. Okay, thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and there's a spot in the mobile app to do that as well. So since you asked, we can, actually, I'm going to go through appointment confirmation first, and then we can go back into the mobile app, and I'll show you what that looks like in there. So for appointment confirmation, let's see. So your clients will get an email if you have this feature turned on 48 hours before their appointment time. And it would look something like this. Again, with your logo up here, it would say, Dear Hillary, this is a friendly reminder that you have an appointment with us on this date at this time. And we can go in here, we see that Hillary has an appointment for Carew on the 21st. So I think that is actually this appointment. And this can also come through text, and the link will go through there as well. They can click here to confirm. And before we refresh, you can see that this is not confirmed, should not be confirmed. All right, this one, I guess we've already used this link before, but this would start off as not confirmed in the status. And after they click this link, they would get a confirmation. They would say, you've confirmed your appointment, and this status will automatically change. What we also do is the day before the appointment, so they got this email 48 hours before. The day before, we will send you an email that says how many of your appointments have been confirmed. So for example, it would sound something like you have 14 of your 16 appointments for tomorrow confirmed, and we would list out the 2 appointments that are unconfirmed so that if you do in fact want to confirm that, you can call them and follow up. That is appointment confirmation. And then now we can go back over to the mobile app, and I'll show you what Matt was asking about earlier. Okay, so here, if they're overdue for something, they can quickly book an appointment. I want to take in both Carew and Rumi. And your clinic will automatically pop up here since they integrated with you. But for now, we'll just find a vet, and we'll say that they're not feeling well. So this is illness and injury. And you can select the times that work best for you. We put this a couple days out to give you some leeway to make sure you can book that. You want to come in on the 24th, the 9th, and the 11 o'clock work for us. Or I can also come in the 26th, select a couple times for that. And I can also type in any notes to the vet. So I'll say, threw up yesterday, not feeling well, and submit this request. And when I hit submit, this would send an email over to you, and then your team can take it over from there and decide when to book it. And that is our demo. So I'll stop here and take any questions that you guys have.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, great. This is Tom Gibbings, West Coast Animal Hospital. So for the reminders, I already have this configured to send out through Vetter already, and it's going to be a while for customers to gradually enroll in the app. So if I'm already sending out reminders through Vetter, how do I make sure that customers only get one reminder as opposed to multiple? I'm concerned about a situation where potentially I send them a text message through Vetter, and then they get an equivalent type of message from the app.
Yeah, that's a good question. So we, because of our integration, Vetter actually will turn off the reminders if you activate the Pawprint reminders. So they would solely get Pawprint reminders, and it would be up to you what cadence they would get that in.
Yeah, but so suppose I have Pawprint reminders enabled, but some of my customers don't have it. Are they just not going to receive an email?
No, they will. So the only thing that requires them to have the app is if you want them to get push notification reminders, but you can also be sending email and text notification at the same time. So regardless of whether they have the app or not, they could get email or text.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So this is Matt again from Vetter. Emily, how should, if our clinics are interested in moving forward with you, what would be the best way for them to do so?
We have a form online, so they can just set up a demo with us on the website. They can also directly email us at hi@getpawprint.com, and I can send you that information at the end of the demo as well.
And all you guys, most of you know me already, whoever's online, or feel free to call me at Vetter or email me, matt@vettersoftware.com, and I'll pass along your contact information to Emily also.
So can I ask more
Go
questions?
ahead.
Okay. So for the timeline information that the client enters, does that get back into Vetter somehow?
It does not. So Vetter is not affected by that. That's purely for the customer to manage. They could, as you see up here, there's a share medical records button on the very right. They can share their basic information with groomers and boarders and the like, and they can also show you what they've input on the app, but we don't put that into Vetter just to keep it clean.
Okay, when you say that they can share it with us, how do they do that? Do they click on the button and sends us an email? Do they show us their phone and has all the information, or what?
For now, if it's what you want to see on the timeline, things that they're tracking, they would just show you on the phone. This share medical records feature is a way for them to send, the primary use case is for them to send vaccination verification to groomers and boarders. And that takes a load off of your front desk of sharing that information. And I can show you on the computer what that looks like, an example email. Okay, so here is an example email. If I were to put your email into that screen, you would get a picture of the pet, some basic information, any care notes and feeding notes. This is all stuff that the user can input into the app. And then the verified vaccination. So this is the key piece that people mostly use this feature for. And if we have original documentation, that can also show up here. So in this case, we have records from Irving, and some businesses like to see the actual document for that. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, thank you. So suppose a customer sees two vets both have Vetter and this app. Would they have to download Pawprint twice, or would they be able to access both clinics through the same Pawprint installation? How would that work?
They would be able to access both through the same installation. So what I showed you in the demo today was a new user onboarding flow. There's also a section in the app called humans. So this is any human or business that the pet interacts with, and they could go in there and integrate an additional veterinarian and see their information as well.
Okay, great. If we enroll, do you have any marketing collateral like brochures or something that we could pass out to our customers to help get them all onboarded into the system?
Yeah, so we have some cards that you could put up in your front desk, and we also have a window sticker that says your records are now available your records are available 24/7. You can get them on Pawprint. So that is marketing we could send you. But in addition to that, every client would get that onboarding email I showed at the very beginning. And when you have new clients sign up, they would get that within a few hours of being added to your clinic.
That's a nice feature.
Emily, this is Matt again. I think this is going to be a big, yes, obviously I'm a little biased here, but I just everyone is listening. I talk to thousands of people in the vet space every year. And I got to tell you, this is one of the more attractive and nimble and easy to use products I've come across. And I know, in terms of pricing and everything, it's a separate cost outside of Vetter, but it's extremely affordable. And I know the pricing. I'll let Emily, she can address that with you if you're interested. And the value add in terms of your customers staying in touch with you 24/7 and feeling like and knowing that there is a clinic, right? In other words, that my doctor is aware of me 24/7 and I can access their records provides peace of mind, I know, to clients. I think this is a great option. And Emily, I compliment your team for building this. And I know that in our prior conversation, Emily, you had mentioned also in the future you guys were thinking of adding appointment confirmation options via text. Is that still on the roadmap?
That is actually complete already. So
nice. Tell us more.
Yeah, the appointment confirmation I showed you was via email, but those clients can also get a text message with a link. And when they click that link, sorry, that's my mistake. The text message confirmation is just a reply. So it would say, you have an appointment in 2 days at this time for this type of appointment. And they reply back, I think either C or 1. It'll give them instructions, and that would also be reflected in your Vetter in the status.
Oh, that's great. Emily, got a couple questions here for you. Would there be an option to make a surgery appointment?
So is that so earlier when I showed the appointment booking flow, is that what you mean? Where you would want surgery as an option in there?
Yes. So I imagine if a clinic obviously provides surgical services, then would a client be able to use your app to request a surgery appointment?
Yes. So that list of options is unique to the veterinarian. You could say, I want to offer wellness. I don't want to offer sick appointments, just as an example, and also add surgery in there if that's what you would like to offer.
Okay, great. And I have another question here. Is there an option for owners to submit a prescription refill request?
We currently do not have that, but it is a very popular request. And so that is on our roadmap, and we plan on adding it.
Okay. And one more, if once the request is ready, let's just say you have that feature built, and will it be able to alert clients when the prescription is ready? Once it's refilled.
I would need to ask you about that, Matt. Is there a way for us to see from Vetter when that happens?
Yes, there actually is. So in terms of once a prescription refill has been written for a client, there would be a way for you to see that from Vetter. Although this is something in terms of alerting the clients, that's not yet available in Vetter. But in other words, the Vetter can't send out a blurb that says it's the prescription is ready.
Yeah.
But in Vetter does, in the client record, it's easy to see once refills have been made.
Okay. Yeah, if there's a way for us to get a notification from Vetter when that happens, then we can definitely send out the communication. One note on your last question about prescription refill is what we've seen with our existing clinics is that when users get the reminder via email or text, they will typically just respond to that and ask for the refill. And so we've seen that be successful for quite a few clinics. They're seeing a lot more prescriptions filled that way. And what we do with email is we actually have an email on our domain set up for your clinic. So you would get all that communication back.
Okay, no, great. And just so all the clinics, there's a lot of people here today, and that's great. Just people listening in, as you guys know, in your history with Vetter, right, we add enhancements every month, and I know Pawprint does the same thing. So some of these features, if, for example, the prescription refill sync, this is something that down the line, I'm almost 100% certain we'll be able to do. So it's something that will just an enhancement that will come, and we will always notify you and keep you abreast of our progress. Emily, anything? I'll send it back to you unless there's any other questions.
I still have a couple of questions, if you don't mind.
Please, yes, go ahead, Tom.
Do you have an evaluation program or some way that we can test it out before we buy it?
Yes. So we can set up the integration for you. Let me just go back to this portal. And what we do is we typically turn this feature on temporarily for the clinics while they're in this trial period so that you can see what kind of reminders could have gone out and make sure that the integration is tight, that your data looks good, and you can approve these, approve all, or dismiss them if the reminders are not looking right. So this is one way to test that.
Okay. And I didn't get a good understanding of how the general communication works in the app. Is it possible for us to do push notifications to the customers and then potentially have them reply back? I understand that you can confirm an appointment, but just in general, if there was some sort of, for example, suppose pet's ready to be picked up after doing a dental. Can we go into Vetter and type somewhere, hey, your pet's ready for pickup, and then have that flow through the app back to the customer?
Yeah, so we don't have that feature right now, but that is another one that is a popular request and on our roadmap.
Okay. What about general integration plans to close the loop to flow information back into Vetter? Because right now it's obvious that you're able to pull a lot of information out of Vetter, but what about going the other direction?
Going the other direction, I think this is a better question for Matt.
Yeah, that is, that's, honestly, that's not on the product roadmap right now, but I can tell you, Tom, like anything, if the Vetter community suddenly, Pawprint takes off, hey, this is a great thing. We need to have, bi-directional communication. There's no reason we couldn't do that because we have an outward-facing API, which is what Pawprint uses to pull information from Vetter. And just like, we have bi-directional communication, right, with Abaxis, Antec, et cetera, MWI, with the integration, inventory integration, and Patterson, there's no reason, this grows and people, hey, this is something people want. There's no reason we couldn't build that moving forward.
Got it. Understood. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Tom. Emily, you like I just committed my engineering team?
Yeah, I'm sure they're thrilled. If only they knew.
They're not listening, thank God. Thanks, Tom. Hey, just to check if there's any other questions that anyone may have. Okay. Well, as always, this office hour session it's been recorded. It will be posted on the customer community. I will continue to mention Pawprint and its updates in my weekly emails to everyone. And as Emily said, if you'd like to move forward and engage with Pawprint, there's already a number of Vetter clients using them. The very first one, if you notice, it said not just trace, the email that Emily showed, that's a Vetter client in Tennessee. So we have a number of happy clients already. So hopefully more of you will engage. Please reach out to Emily, or you can send me an email and I'll put you in contact with Emily. Anything else, Emily, you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think just to address something I'm sure a couple people are thinking about, which is pricing. You mentioned that it was competitive. I just want to add some clarity to that. We charge a one-time $500 onboarding fee, and with that, you can get the email reminders and the pet portal for free. I believe when we did the announcement with Vetter, we also decided to offer something to the tune of 3 months of all the features you saw today for free. And then thereafter, if you want to continue doing text messages and appointment confirmations and some of the other great things that we have on the roadmap, there would be a small monthly fee depending on which of those features you're using. But yeah, also to the trial question earlier, there is no monthly fee if you just want to use the email and pet portal features.
Great, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Emily. If anyone else wants to chime in, now is the time. If not, I wish all of you guys a great holiday season. Have Merry Christmas and good cheer and joy to all. And I will be sending out a update email next week with some new product announcements. We're going to be releasing our QuickBooks integration and the ability to configure and customize your outgoing reminder messages and stuff. So, which will be add even more value in terms of the Pawprint option. So thanks a lot, everybody. And I wish you all a great rest of the day. Take care.